Annie Klaff here with Orioles pitching prospect Trace Bright here in Bowie. Now, Trace, thanks so much for doing this with me.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So I guess just generally speaking, you made the transition from Aberdeen to Bowie late last season. So what has that transition been like for you? I know there's a big jump to Double-A.
Yeah, it was a big jump. Obviously got some experience under the belt last year, which I think was good at the end of the year. But then coming in for a new season, facing teams more often and making those adjustments, over the weeks and months of the year have been big. Obviously small things mechanically and how you're attacking hitters have been a lot of the focus for me, but it's been good so far this year.
What's been the biggest difference that you've noticed with these hitters in Double-A?
I think they just have a better approach. Obviously, I think that's the biggest thing that you see is 1 through 9. The hitters have a really good approach, whereas sometimes in high A you can have teams that don't have as good of a lineup 1 through 9. I think here it's a good lineup all the way throughout.
Now, you're from Alabama, but you do have family here in Maryland, so you kind of grew up a Ravens-Orioles fan. So what has that meant for you kind of working your way through the Orioles system?
I think it's awesome. Obviously, it's a great time to be an Oriole, and the org is just doing such a great job with drafting and developing guys, and so it's a lot of fun, a lot of good guys to be around in the system and see how it works. But it was kind of a dream come true to be drafted by the Orioles, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
Now, you're coming off of Sunday where you had your most amount of strikeouts in 7 since early in April. What kind of did you do that game that was any different, or what was your approach there?
I think it was just kind of the mindset going into the game, how I attacked the hitters and how I went about each pitch. That was kind of the main focus, and not letting some of the outside factors get in my head and hurt me mentally and set me back for a few pitches.
In the beginning of the season, you said that your curveball was kind of your bread and butter, your signature pitch there. Would you still agree with that?
I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, that's my go-to pitch.
Any work with some other types of pitches that you've kind of felt you've progressed with a lot more throughout the season?
I think the changeup has been a big progression this year. I think being able to throw it more to not only left-handed, right-handed hitters, but to have it as a strike more often and not be a pitch that I don't feel as comfortable with commanding and locating it.
What's one thing moving forward to the rest of the season that you kind of have in your mind of, I need to be better with this in order to keep continuing through the system?
I think it's just consistency. Obviously, building off the outing last week, I think, is big. And how many of those outings can I string together? I think that's the name of the game, especially as a starting pitcher, is you're going to have ups and downs, but limiting, how far down the bottom is and how high the ceiling is, and keeping it as best as you can week in and week out.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Orioles pitching prospect Trace Bright.